Howdy everyone, this is MopBot, and welcome to Conquest Reforged. I'm not a big modded player. In fact, this may actually be the first mod I've ever tried out, but it is absolutely fantastic. I saw it, I thought it would be really fun to do some creative building in it, so I went ahead and I cracked on and started building this town, which is apparently going to be in the Tudor style after I've started building that house behind me. To start off, we are down here at the port. There's a lot going on here. As you can see, we've got baskets, barrels, and crates galore. I've really been exploring all the new types of blocks that are added with this mod, and these seem perfectly fitting to have right along the water here, as if there would be a boat coming in and dropping off some shipments. There are apparently some weird texture things going on, little bits of pink here and there, but whenever you're working with round objects, of course, that's going to be a little bit of an issue. And then along here, we've got a bunch of shops going on, or sales stands, each one having a different item. So these look like to be probably fish, and I tried to match the color of the banners hanging overhead to each thing that's being sold. Here I believe that's grapes. We've got coins as well, silver and gold, that look to be animated as well, which is pretty neat. And coming back here, there's a stool behind each as well. Of course, we're kind of sitting in the banner when we do that. Anyway, coming back out here, and we keep going. We've also got crates of stuff on top where I could find some that would apply. Everything's looking pretty neat over here, and we also walked past a bit of a dock. At some point, we'll actually get a boat out front as well. I've really been enjoying this mod. So for now, it just comes out here. There's a couple of lanterns. Again, lots of lighting options with this mod, which is absolutely fantastic. And coming back and looking at the house, which is currently empty, so that will be a future project. We did pass by, however, down here, a store, and this was the first thing I actually worked on. This is where I really let the detail fly. I tried to find everything that would be in sort of a random shop, sort of like a bargain mart, I guess you could call it. Anyway, we've got the counter back here standing over what appears to be some kind of sheepskin or something. Love that you can place that book and quill on the table like that. Again, more coins, a random chest, books. All those details are absolutely fantastic. Along the back here, we've also got some weapons, and those are all, I think, actually just 2D. Yeah, they pop out, but the weapons are flat against the back there. And anywhere I had something flat, I tried to either hang it on the wall, like these wheels here, or set it up in a way where it looked like it was kind of just like hidden, almost like you couldn't look at it from the side and see that it is 2D. Of course, sometimes that wasn't quite possible, like over here, the scale, and I think that's an abacus, and I have no idea what that is. Maybe a sextant? I'm not quite sure what a sextant looks like, but sometimes it wasn't possible, but I certainly did my best. We've also got some tree stumps on the edges here with some anvils on it, and I tried also to sort things. Like we have all of our kind of like travel items right here, or I guess telescopes, so all of our kind of sciencey stuff right there. We've got bookcases inlaid into the walls, scrolls in the walls, some more scrolls. Those I believe are supposed to be potions, and there's a pot sitting out front, as there are with a couple of the other places. Another one over there, and that's just kind of some random things. It looks to be maybe like food and stuff. And to the right of that, we have a chain armor inlaid into the wall. So also lots of stones, as you can see. I'm playing with those, which is very, very neat. Different one for the floor, different one for the walls, and I believe that's also a different one for the ceiling. That might actually be the walls and the ceiling being the same. However, the side texture and top texture are different, which is pretty neat. We've also got some nets hanging from the tops, as well as some lanterns hanging from chains, banners hanging around, and those are a little bit different than the ones we saw before. Those just being those triangles, and they do pop out kind of in the same manner, which is super neat. Some single ones as well, and then some more over there. Also, these paintings are absolutely fantastic. There's more transparency going on, so it looks like there's some different shapes, which is very, very fun to play with. Another big one against the back right there, along with a mirror. And hanging below that, we have some board games. We've got checkers, chess, and just some cards sitting out, and another trunk. This part here is actually visible from above. We walked right over a grate, and you can look down on all of our foods. We've got milk jugs, sacks of food. We've got stuff hanging down, which is also fantastic. More crates of food, that one being on an angle, some jars of stuff, and then the floor changes as well, as if you were having everything kind of sit on some sort of mat, which is pretty cool. The crates in the back also have some stuff, and sometimes it's on the top, sometimes it's on the side. Very, very fun mod to play with. We've also got this little ladder going up the side, so kind of a small detail, but it looks like you'd actually be able to access the top shelves, which is really, really neat. And if we come out here, we also have some lighting right as you walked in. A couple of different types of lanterns. This also served as a nice little test project because I was able to explore all the little detail blocks that we have going on there. That squid's kind of doing its own thing. But here's that grate that we looked up through. We can actually look down on it and see right in, which is pretty neat. And we also have that little black grate over there, so you can just kind of peek in. It's very dark. The lighting in this is very fun to play with. It's much dimmer, which ends up looking really cool. Up here now, this street is where all the houses are going to be. We start with just the one, which has nothing in it. As I said, we've only started planning out rooms and where the staircases are going to be as well. So pretty neat. That will come in the future. And as we walk out here, we see that there are flower beds also at the half height, but I think I need to replace those with something else because we cannot put any flowers on top of those since they are only the half slab. We've got this garden over here, which was absolutely fantastic to work on. This has probably been my favorite part so far. Along the side of the house here, we've got some vines dripping down. We've got flowers everywhere, and we've got a couple of waterfalls. Very serene. This path walks right back up to a bench underneath a tree. Mushrooms under the tree as well. Looks kind of fitting. I don't know where else you would really have mushrooms since the sunlight is actually blocked underneath the trees, so that seemed like the perfect fit for that. We've also got a couple of these stone fence gates going up, and then they got a torch sitting on top of them, so adding to that lighting. We are in creative mode obviously, so the lighting isn't important for mob spawns, but as far as keeping the place lit, they do a fantastic job. Also along the back there, you'll notice that we have that iron fence going along with some variations in which ones are and are not rusty. There's also two different kind of levels of rust. We've got some that are a lot more and some that appear to be less, and I think that's actually just a matter of the randomness of placing them. So yeah, as you can see, like that one's got less, but that one's a little bit more brown. So a lot of variation going on there. Very happy with all the different blocks that this mod adds. We've got some tree stumps underneath the trees as well, and then we've got loads and loads of flowers, as I mentioned, and the grass poking up as well, which is super neat. This has been very fun to work with. I also love that we have the ability to add birds in there. So we've got that, I think it's a raven sitting in that tree. We've got even some, those maybe ladybugs or butterflies fluttering underneath the tree. We did kind of the same thing somewhere over there. Yeah, there's an owl sitting in the tree kind of hidden there. You probably wouldn't even notice it otherwise. And then we've got some vines actually hanging down on top of the wood as well. That is also a bird, and I don't know what kind of bird that is. I just kind of saw these things and started placing them down. So very fun. Like I said, the street continues back here, but it doesn't go off in any direction yet. So anyway, hopefully y'all have enjoyed. Go ahead and subscribe for more, and I'll see y'all next time.